Welcome everyone to the newest edition of the Holy Book, the Helsmiths of Hashut, or, well, as we call them, the Chaos Dwarfs. And this is the limited edition launch box version, full artwork, golden lettering, golden sides on the pages, just gorgeous. The artwork at the back shows a despot. So let's have a look, and if you open the book you get the same artwork but now in black and white, so you have the full picture. This is pretty cool, and then we're just gonna flick through it quickly today. There we have Father Hashut. This is the eye of the teaser that was launched at the beginning of the year, so we knew he would be coming. And one moment, yeah, sorry about that, but a little Thorin just recovering from some minor surgery, and there's a live in the party now after 2 days of being flat, so you will hear him more or less on the background. Nice picture of the full army here, and then we go to the content table, starting of course with the Legion of Hashut fluff, how they are going now, the story about how Hashut came to be with these dwarven brothers. This is the same artwork again, so yeah, that's actually the third time you have it if you got the limited, but now in color, so how it looks on the cover as well. Then we go the tactics of the Helsmiths, which is basically first weaken them up with shooting and then pound them to pieces with your bull centaurs and dominator engines, so we'll get to those later on. Then we have an opening, the realms laid to waste, with the cities, with a nice map. The Forge of Anathema, Urzorn, Zar Vixa and Muspelzar, all based on the older ones, so you got one based on that old platform Zar Vixa that you could see in some older lore in Age of Sigmar 4. It's basically the Iron Kraken from Dreadfleet way back in the years. Muspelzar, that's based on the Tamurkan list. Then there's Anathema, that's the current ones in Akshi, and Karak, the one in the Realm of Life, is based on the old edition Chaos Dwarfs. And so then we have a full army color pictures. Mine's gonna be bigger as this one. Keep it quiet, Nashi doesn't know. Some more lore, how they would come when they reach cool and everything, how they broke into the realms, their origins, well, all from their point of view of course, which is normal because as a true point of view, how the society is made up. Well, compared to the old ones where they were pure evil and all single-minded, now they seem to do a bit of backstabbing, but don't get out of it. Trials of the Demon Smiths, this detail how they bind the demons to power their war machines, either dominators or just even their simple weapons, and how they rose to the fore, how they came out with the Age of Sigmar, and well, why it took them 15 or 10 years to apparently turn out when the Black Hammer fell and they come out of hiding to smash their brethren and the rest of the world. We got some color pictures here, and I got also some trouble with the light, but not much I can do about that, I'm afraid. So there, it's a bit less. So with the new rune system, so they changed from before, of course. This one is just a great model Uruk-thar. And now we've got some lore on Uruk-thar himself. The Demon Smiths on their Infernal Tauruses. I need well, 4 of those, 1 for the special character, 2 for the variants because you got a male and a female, and 1 as a Beltars in the old world. The War Despots, Ashen Elders, Demon Smiths, so it's basically lore on all their brick ponies. Desolation batteries, that's gonna be my mainstay of the army because big cannons, and I love big cannons. Dominator engines, probably the one unit I'm not too wild about in sculpts, but still it will have their use, and I will have a few variants of them in my forces. More color pictures, the cohorts, which are basically the warriors, as well as the banners and the color schemes of the 4 named cities in the lore. And we've got the razors. I'm gonna have a lot of these as well, especially the blunderbusses. I'm not gonna do an in-depth rule review, but when we get to them we'll have a little look at them. The vandals, which are your Hubgrads. Bull Centaurs, by far your best smasher units. The Anointed are a bit more defensive with counter charging, but these are just well, trains hitting the opponent's lines. So that's also pretty cool. And then we have of course the rules, War Scroll Spirit rules, Armies of Renown, Regiments of Renown, so faction rules. There's some very good power there. They're all about desolating terrain pieces, and from that they get powers, and the more demonic power, up to 3 for a unit, they get extra bonuses. So it's a pretty cool mechanic. Will require some bookkeeping, but yeah, it's a thinker's army after all. It's not like for the simple Ooga Booga players. We are the Chaos Wars. We are better than the rest. The spells, Molten Metal, I love it, especially against Stormcasts. Well, the higher armored they are, the more mortal wounds you do, so that's pretty nice. Prayer Lore of the Ashen Elder, also very, very good. So, Uruk-Tar is just great. It's like you must have a model. Demon Smiths, pretty good. Some people are not too wild about the War Despot. I kind of like him, especially for your defensive battle when they get to your lines. With all your cannons and blunderbusses, you will need that extra punchy. Then of course here we are, for example, the Flame Hurlers, short range, fire into combat. Blunderbusses, they are just great. 3+ to hit, 2+ to wound, 2 damage. Okay, no rend, but they just have this hateful strike lost causing effect when you shoot with them, and you can add 1 to its rend for each demonic power point you have, so you can actually give them rend 3. So you got an 18-inch hit 3+, wound 2+, 2 damage, 3 rend, blunderbuss. What more can you want? And you saddle up your opponent if he survives with a strike loss as well. I'm so gonna have quite a lot of Infernal Razors in my army. Cohorts, they're your basic line fighters. I am probably gonna opt for the spears. The swords are more maneuverable, a bit faster, and you will need them to get to those objective points to generate those demon points, of course. But the cohorts, they're your solid bulwark, so it's all gonna depend a bit on how you're gonna balance out your demonic points and how much your army will actually need to be effective compared to just grab everything you have. Bull Centaurs, the more you get them, the harder they hit. Sentinels, a bit of the same. So my mainliners, the 2 guns, Ditchfreaker Rocket Battery, incredible to demolish enemy characters, monsters, everything, war machines. So they automatically do 5 wounds if you hit a monster or a war machine, so that's pretty great. While the Bombard, just that, he bombards your enemy into oblivion, reducing their movement and everything. So yeah. They would say it's a bit of a calculation which ones you take. I would say just take 3 or 4, 2 Ditch Triggers and a Bombard or something. Dominate Vengeance, especially the close combat one, is very popular if you read it online already with most people. I'm not too wild about them. I doubt I will have many, and then maybe only one with the guns for a protective defense. And then we go to Spearhead, so that's the models in the launch box. They come with some great rules, but as I said in earlier videos, well, this is how you have to paint them. I'm not going to follow that one, of course. With their Hellforge host, you only have 2 minor units of 5 dwarfs, so that's no mobility or barely any mobility to go contest objectives. You've got 2 big things with as good as immobile cannon, and then you've got your Dominator engine to wreak some havoc, but it's the shooty version, not the close combat version. So your actual real only hard hitter is your Despot, but as I'm also your general, so don't know if that's gonna be the best of spearheads, but it's gonna be the coolest of spearheads at least. So yeah, Path to Glory, your well-known system of how to get to glory for your god. We never got around to playing that one, but it's also pretty expensive rules. Then we have Path of the Overlord, Path of the Hashut, so you can choose your paths. Army of Renown, that's Tars Grant's Forge host. So a bit of extra spells and everything, artifacts. Then we have the Ziggurat Stampede Army of Renown. That's basically your Raging Bull Centaurs and Demon Smiths thundering over the table, which I'm not gonna do. We got 2 Regiments of Renown, which is good if you want to include them in some other armies, like my Hedon Knights. You can have either a battery with 1 each of the cannons, always handy, or you can have basically an Ashen Elder with 1 of the close combat Dominator engines, so pretty simple. And then you've got your rules reference, which is not included in the book, and that's a bit sad. For me, that's, yeah, you can use my code, I don't care shit. The Horse of Hashut, they're not in there. Maybe they will be in the Legends section getting added as a unit you can take also with the Helsmiths, because their lore was, well, really Helsmith-like. It's the Warcry unit of humans, followers. What is also not in the book is the Warcry rules itself for the Force, but they would be releasing them on a Warhammer community. They already said upon release of or the preview show, so they might show up there as well. And of course there's the Chaos Dwarf Warband coming in Underworlds, which will probably also get like a legend profile. But all in all, pretty solid book, pretty lovely, and well, of course I am biased, let's not make no mistake about that, they are Chaos Dwarfs. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again, well, whenever I get units finished, which are already starting to dribble amongst my paint-esque thingy. So slowly and steadily, first goal, finish the Spearhead by February or something, because I have a project as well. Then build a 2000 army and then a 5000 point army. That's the goal for my Chaos Dwarfs in Age of Sigmar in the short term, as in by the end of next year. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye. Did you like the Chaos Dwarf content in this video and want to know more about Chaos Dwarfs? Then check out the Chaos Dwarf online forum by scanning the QR code you now see on screen.